sauce. Hey, get the sauce.
Yo, what's up, guys? I had to switch the stream up. That's why the other one ended real quick. So people are probably over there. You know what? I should probably go in there and leave a comment that we switched the stream up. How do I do that? All right. Yeah, I had to switch the stream up. That's why I went live early, because I knew I had to do that. And I was like, shit, everyone's going to join that. So let me delete the other one. All right. So I deleted the other one. So now everyone should be coming to this one, and we should be good. Let me see that test come up. There it is. All right, we're good. What's up, everybody? Good morning. Yeah, dude, switching the stream up is tough because everyone joins that, and I tweeted out the link, and then sometimes I have to switch it if the YouTube key is being never mind. This is boring, but I had to switch the stream up, so I figured I would log on 10 minutes before and hopefully not confuse a bunch of people. How's everyone doing? How's everyone Saturday? Someone asked before in the other chat how I did in NBA. I lost a bet. I took the Celtics team total over 114.5. It landed on 114. But overall, it was a profitable night. I picked up a unit in baseball. I had the Cards at a full unit. I had the Yankees. I went 3-2 in baseball, but my top bet hit. So I ended up, it was a nice baseball night. Nine and 1. There you go, Benny. Yeah, to be honest, I wasn't even watching much of the basketball game. I had the baseball games on. I don't know. The Eastern Conference playoffs, man, it's been so injured. And if it wasn't for the Knicks, I would have such a small interest in the Eastern Conference side of the playoffs. I was into it because I'm a Knicks fan. But it's tough. I mean, no Halliburton, Celtics 7.5-point favorites on the road, up 2-0. It's like no one realistically thinks the Pacers are in that series, even if they end up taking a game or two. So, I don't know. Tough to get into it. What are the best websites for looking at stats for most sports? I mean, there are dozens. There's a reason I have the subscriber base I have, is because the information I give out is gathered from, to do a football video, to break down one NFL video, the information in there is taken from 12 to 15 different sites. That's why I have the subscribers I do, because there's not one site that you can go get all that. I compile it all together to kind of deliver a final handicap report. But I mean, the best for baseball would be Fangraphs, in my opinion. I think that's the one that gives you the most as far as that you can get on one site, but we use a lot. Jimmy Jams, what's up, man? Good to see you. Good morning. You know what? I'm going to put up a poll. No system plays today. So I'm going to put up a poll for the hockey just to see what everyone thinks. Obviously, there's no system plays, so I don't really have a pick for you guys. But through the Rangers won in overtime, my parents are into it. My parents like hockey, so they were texting me about it. The game went into overtime, and Rangers won real late. I think system plays had the under in that, though, so he fairly certain he would have won his bet there. Do I like the Yankees again today? Actually, I kind of want to take the Padres. I didn't bet that one, but that's on my there's a couple bets that I have written down that I could be talked into. Kind of like the over in the Braves Pirates, too. I haven't pulled the trigger on that yet, but I'm considering. I kind of just want to see what Toast thinks first. But, yeah. Shipley, system places on Florida in this game. Oh, okay, so System Plays likes the Panthers. He's got to be betting them minus 155 though. I don't think I've ever seen him lay juice like that. I'm sure he has it a certain way. Still pissed because of the Mets. Yeah, man, what a heartbreaking franchise. I'm a Mets fan. I hear you. Now, personally, I really don't care about my favorite teams, especially in the regular season. I mean, obviously, I would prefer they be good, but I can honestly say my Knicks, for example, the New York Knicks, I didn't really care until like Game 5 against Philly. That's when I was like, okay, I really want to win here. And then towards the end of the Pacers series, I mean, I don't know if it's just a betting thing or maybe it's me personally, but this will strip you of your fanhood. It's just I want to win. I want to win more than I want my favorite team to win. It's time to blow it up. Honestly, Toast thinks they will. Toast will go on a rant about how he thinks the Mets are going to trade Pete Alonso. He thinks they're going to make serious moves at the deadline this year. Are you guys going to handicap the two early games? Oh, what's up, McNeese? Yeah, of course. We're doing basketball first. Those two. Oh, that's right. That starts at 11:30. I didn't even think about that. Well, shit. No, it's probably it's going to be last minute though, because we're starting MLB at 11:30, and that game starts at 11:35. So we got that game up first. I can tell you, it's under a pass for me in that first game, the Detroit-Toronto game. I think Kikuchi should deal. I know the Tigers have been hitting lefties, but Kikuchi's proven to us this year he can pitch on the road. Also, he's coming off. It wasn't a bad start, but I like the spot for Kikuchi. I think he pitches well. And then on the other side, it's Toronto, so they never hit. So I would lean under there. I didn't bet it though. You saw my interview. Oh, on Guy Boston. Yeah, I was honestly pumped about how that came out because I don't really talk about that kind of stuff all the time. Actually, almost never. And I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little bit anxious about how that was going to look. I like to keep my content to like you guys subscribe for bets, so I like to keep it to that. So I was kind of, I don't want to say nervous, but I was definitely stressing a little bit. And I thought he did a great job asking the questions, and he kind of he did a really good job of giving me the opportunity to tell the story properly. So I appreciate him for that.
Okay.
Good morning, Chris. How's your weekend?
What's up, man? It's good, man. I can't complain. Yesterday could have been a little bit better, but
Boston lands on.
I only had two small plays, so
Boston lands on freaking 114. Of course they do. Of course they do.
yeah.
So for those of you that were wondering about the hockey game, 44% of you said you would bet the Rangers. 38% of you said you would bet the Panthers. So our community leaning towards the Rangers. Let's move on, and we're starting with some. Let's see, we got two WNBA games. Two WNBA games up today. First one, man, the Lynx are not to be played with.
Not at all. Not at all. Was that all you was gonna say?
I mean, I don't have much else to add.
Okay.
Yeah, Lynx catching 3.5 points on the road here in Atlanta. There you go. There's my segue. All right. Poll is running.
All right. So you're right. You're right, Cal. It's a terrible spot for him though. Like it's a terrible spot. I'm not fading them. I am not fading the Lynx. I tried it yesterday. Remember, I was on Liberty first half. It was my biggest play of the day. It was still a 0.75 unit play, but it was my biggest play of the day yesterday. Just thinking that they would bounce back. And this Minnesota team, I watched their game, full game, because it was the only game that was on between all basketball games. They had the 1:00 start time yesterday, and they just looked really, really good. So Minnesota 3-1 on the season. They're 4-0 against the spread. Perfect 4-0 against the spread. And they've actually had the most difficult schedule so far this season as well. Second leg of a back-to-back, third game in 4 nights with travel coming in here. But coming off a 17-point win as a 7-point home dog, I'm still only looking towards their way. This is what I did though, Kyle. Instead of playing the spread though, I took their team total over. It's 80.5 right now, minus 113 on FanDuel, and this is predicated on their defense maybe regressing just a tad bit because of the back-to-back in the third game in 4 nights. But also, Atlanta, this team can't be trusted either. They are coming off 4 days rest for this game. but this is the second worst defensive rated team in the league so far, behind only the Indiana Fever. And they're also the third worst rebounding team in the league as well. But here's why I like the Minnesota team to go over the team total. Outside of this being the second worst defense, the Atlanta Dream are also playing at the third fastest pace. This is something that has been consistent. So I know we don't have a large sample here, but because they've only played a handful of games, but this is something that we saw last season as well. So I'll comfortably take Minnesota to go over their 80.5 points here. They've gone over that number in every single game so far, averaging 87 so far on this season. And the Dreams have given up at least 81 in 2 of their 3 games so far as well. So I'll stay away from the spread, even though I think Minnesota can win this game outright. Could it be a flat spot? Potentially, but I'll play the team total over 80.5 here. I really do like this number a lot.
So Minnesota team total over 80.5. Minnesota team total over 80.
I think it's going to be a Minnesota type game today, a Minnesota type day. I think it's going to be some success for the Minnesota team.
Oh, shit. Then we are thinking alike in about 2 slides then, because I'm on the same side. So Minnesota team total over 80.5. And our community is leaning towards Minnesota, 46% to 42. Well, it's actually pretty split. 46% to 42% said that they would take the points at the Lynx. Next game.
Yeah.
Dallas Wings, LA Sparks. Sparks a home dog again. Catch a 2.5 points at home. The Wings are one of the NBA teams that I really don't know. Oh, that's the Russell Westbrook player, right?
Enrique Ogunbowale. Yeah. She had 40 last night.
Did she really? Oh shit.
She had 40. That's the most in the W so far. I mean, she is something to be reckoned with. And they're down a couple players, like I mentioned yesterday, but it really hasn't mattered. This team continues to play with so much pace. No Natasha Howard, no Satu Sabali. They went in Phoenix yesterday and dropped 107 points on the Phoenix Mercury head yesterday without Brittany Griner. Won that game by 15 points out, 15-point outright win as a 3-point dog yesterday. And this is the game that I don't have the most confidence in, but I do think that they could win this game here, guys. I think they're laying like 3 in this spot. The Sparks, they will play hard. I just don't know if they have enough offense to keep up with this Wings team. The Wings are a big team with with Tierra McCowan down there. They have just a lot of size. Monique Billings playing really, really well from them at the power forward position, filling in for Natasha Howard. And this Sparks team, it's a rebuild year for them, even though I think that they will continue to play hard. They're just 1-3 straight up, 1-2-1 against the number. And we're really just asking the Wings. I know we're asking the Wings to win the game, but it's really just by 1 possession. So the Fever just got to win against the Sparks. And the in my opinion, the Wings are a lot better than the Fever. So I think it scares me just a tad bit because they are coming off such a big win last night against the Phoenix Mercury in Phoenix, and they're on the second leg of a back-to-back. But I would only look towards the Sparks towards the Wings to be able to cover this short number here. So I would be playing the 2.5. It's a tad bit scary, but I do think the Wings are the right side. I haven't played this one yet, just for full transparency.
Are the Sparks the worst team in the WNBA?
Well, the Mystics are. Remember last night we talked about the
Right.
Storm and not laying points with them, and I told you they were eventually going to blow somebody out, and they beat them by 40 last night. The Mystic lost by 40 without Shakira Austin and without Brittany Sykes. So they're the only team without a win. The Sparks and the Fever are the only team I think with 1 win outside of the Mystics having no win. So yeah, just 1-3 on the season, but it is a short number.
I put Sparks plus 2.5 up, but I'm not betting it because I like Chris said, they're on a back-to-back, and their best player scored 40 points last night. Flat spot. But I don't know shit, so don't listen to me.
A lot of that stuff do translate over, though, Kyle. It's just a little bit more volatile.
That's like universal sports betting, but like I need to know about the teams to say some shit like that, I don't. So Now, all right, let's talk NBA here for a second. Timberwolves, Mavericks, it's game 3. And did Chris just drop out? Oh, yeah, I hear you, but you dropped out of the stream. I'll put you right back in. Yeah, look. Oh, no, never mind. You're back. Okay. So, here we go. So, I am on Minnesota. I took the points. I also took the money line. Full unit on the Wolves here. And I'm going to start off by giving some points for Dallas. So if you're on Dallas, there are some things you like here. Number one, Mavs are sitting 2-0 in this series, 2 road wins. Still haven't really shot the ball well from outside at all. In fact, if you look at the NBA advanced stats numbers on the NBA.com, wide open threes, the Mavs are shooting 24.6% from wide open threes, and Minnesota's shooting over 44% from wide open threes. So there's tons of regression for Dallas to play even better, specifically in as far as knocking down wide open shots. And that's why at the end of the game, if you're in Minnesota at the end of game 2, how do you not take the ball out of Luka Doncic's hands? No one else is making open shots on that team. Who cares if Lively has an open look? They're not making them. So I don't know how you even put yourself in a situation where Gobert's going to cover Luka Doncic one-on-one. Whatever. I would have gladly given Exum a wide open shot rather than Luka contested anything. But whatever. But so there's regression there for Dallas to play even better. But we are going on the road now to Dallas, where Minnesota, because of how they started the season, if you remember, they were like 17-2 at home to start the season. They kind of got branded as this team that plays really well at home based on the first couple months of the season. That wasn't the case down the stretch. In fact, second half of the season, post All-Star break and in the playoffs, Minnesota's been significantly better on the road. They're 5-1 on the road in these playoffs. You can make an argument that they've been the best road team in the NBA, not named the Boston Celtics, in these playoffs so far. They've been excellent on the road. And that's the same goes for the second half of the regular season. Minnesota's a road team. So here they go on the road where they've been better. Also, we're now catching points with the Wolves. Want to know who had the best record in the NBA as an underdog this year against the spread? You're looking at them. Minnesota Timberwolves. So you got a Minnesota team that's been much better on the road down the stretch second half of the season. You got a Minnesota team that's been absolutely excellent as underdogs this year. So all of a sudden, now that we flip it over to Dallas, I like Minnesota a lot more. Now, as you know, I was on Dallas in the first 2 games. Well, actually, the first game I took the under, but I liked Dallas as my pick. So now we're on the road where Minnesota's better. They're better as underdogs. And conversely, Dallas actually better on the road as well. I actually made some graphics. I was going to make a video last night, and I didn't get it done. And one of them was I put up a graphic, a side-by-side graphic, and it was Minnesota on the road next to Dallas at home. And Minnesota on the road is better everywhere than Dallas is at home, not just in the regular season, in the playoffs too. So now that everything is flipped over in Dallas, I think the value goes to Minnesota here. I think the Wolves take this one. And, I mean, look, I hate saying shit like this, but, like, I hate because I hate this. Because
I know what you're about to say.
I'm flirting with the like scripted shit. But can you really see both conference finals going 3-0? Like, has that ever happened? Like, the Celtics went up 3-0. You really think both conference finals are going to go 3-0? Now that's don't bet based on that. That's some bullshit what I just said. But like, like.
Some validity to there. It's a little bit of validity in there.
So I'm on Minnesota. I think they win. Actually pretty comfortable in my spot too.
Yeah, I like it. I like it as well, Kyle. I actually like the first half too. You gave out a lot of great, and a lot of what you said I was going to say about especially the home road splits. It's crazy how Dallas has been better on the road than they've been at home. And the Timberwolves have been better on the road than they've been at home as well, which is kind of mind-boggling to me. Defense only allowing up about 101 points. And now we got to talk about the desperation as well here. Minnesota, super desperation spot here. And the reason why I said the first half specifically too, Cal, is Dallas they got the closers. Like we've seen it, right? Luka had 19 points in the second half of game 2, shot 50% from the field. And Kyrie carried them early, of course, after Anthony Edwards called him out and said that he was going to be guarding him. And then what happened in game 2? Luka had 16 points in the second half, 5 for 9 shooting from the floor, 2 for 5 from the three-point line, while Kyrie also had 15 points in the second half on 62% shooting, and 4 for 5 from the three-point line. Minnesota won game 1. They were up by 3 at halftime. Dallas outscored them by 6 in the second half. Minnesota shot just 36% in the second half, 29% from the three-point line, shooting 7 for 24, only scoring 43 points in the second half of game 1. I'm sorry. And then in game 2, I was on Minnesota first half. That was a winner. They were up 12 in the first half and ended up getting outscored by 13 points in the second half. They allowed the Dallas Mavericks to shoot 47% from the 3-point line. Just couldn't put the game away. So that's what scares me a little bit more, Kyle, here about the full game taking Minnesota, because Dallas, to me, with Luka and Kyrie out there, definitely have the better closers. But I like the Minnesota Timberwolves. I think that they get the job done early here. They've won both first halves so far. And when I was doing my show earlier, Kyle, I had a graphic that showed the first half numbers versus the second half numbers, specifically in the Western Conference Finals. And Minnesota is number one in offensive rating, 125.8 in the first half so far. Number one in defensive rating, 109.2. In the second half, they're the worst offensive rated team so far in the conference finals. And they're the third worst defensive rating behind only the Indiana Pacers. So for whatever reason, they can't get the job done in the second half. I do expect Anthony Edwards and Karl-Anthony Towns to have much better games here today and to figure it out offensively. But I do like, I'm with you. I like the Timberwolves here today. I like them first half as well. And as far as total, what were you thinking, Kyle? I still think this one could go over. What do you think?
Okay, so let's talk about the total. First, I like what you said. You brought up Anthony Edwards and Karl-Anthony Towns' individual performances, because normally I don't like to put a lot of stock in individual players' regression. I think the team numbers are a better indicator. But if you just look at superstars, stars of the team, Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving, pretty efficient, playing well. Anthony Edwards and Karl-Anthony Towns, pretty terrible. I mean, Karl-Anthony Towns has been awful in this series.
Awful.
So as far as if you look at team numbers, maybe there's not a ton of regression there for Minnesota, like a little bit, not a ton. They could do a much better job scoring on the interior. That's for sure. We've seen them do it. But if you break it down and take a step back and just look at individual players, there's a ton of regression. I mean, both of the Mavs stars are showing out, and both of the Timberwolves stars. I mean, Karl-Anthony Towns is shooting like 26% in this series or something. Like, it's bad. So there's a ton of room for regression on that front. Yes, Naz Reid is not going to shoot 67% from three all series. That is not sustainable. But as far as the two main scorers on Minnesota, they could play much better. So I like how you brought up the individual performances, because I did intend to mention that also. Now, as far as the total, here's the thing. I took the under in game one, lost. Actually bet that too. Lost the bet. In game two, I took the Mavs and won, but I said if I was to bet the total, I would go under. Would have lost that. So I like the under, but I feel like I should add a caveat there that I've been on the wrong side of the total for this series. I think it's an under series, but it hasn't been so far. So I don't know if the way I'm looking at this matchup is wrong, or the odds makers have this at 207.5 again, which makes me think like, okay, maybe they're seeing it the same as maybe their models have it the same as I'm seeing it, but the total continues to go over. So I'll put an under up for me, because I think this is an under series. I don't think I could bet it based on the fact that both the first two games went over, and they were kind of both over games too. I know if you look at the final score, it doesn't look like they flew over, but the pace of the game and the way it was an over game. So I don't know. It'd be under a pass for me on the total.
Yeah, I kind of feel opposite, Kyle. I kind of like the over. I feel like it's a tad bit too low. Like, I feel like all the numbers and the contrarian bettors who, like you and myself, who like to make money on taking the unders, because most people hate sweating it out. I feel like it's caught up there, and for that reason, like you said, 207.5. They went over in game one pretty easily. They went over in game two, I think by 6 and 10 points in both of the games so far. And I do think that Minnesota's regression should come offensively in the second half. Like I mentioned, in the second half, their offensive rating is a 98.9. So they're going to continue to play really good offense. And we talked about Dallas shooting 24% from the 3-point line in game number one and still going up and over the total. It's some really difficult matchups, it feels like. And Minnesota's defense hasn't been able to limit Dallas's offense. Now Dallas comes back home. Role players could play a little bit better in this spot. If we expect the offensive regression from Karl-Anthony Towns and Anthony Edwards, Anthony Edwards is averaging 30 points on the road so far, shooting 49% from the field. And Karl-Anthony Towns is averaging 23 points on the road, shooting 58% from the field. And both of those guys have been terrible in this series. To me, it does kind of feel like this one could squeak over the total as well. So I think 207.5 is just a tad bit too low in this one. So I would go a little bit more towards the over. The pace did drop a little bit from 94.4 in game one to 91.2 in game two. But I do kind of feel like, none of these teams have an offensive rating of like 135 that we expect to come back down to earth. They've been like 114-ish to 111-ish. And I think that could get us up and over the total here.
Seems like the comments agree with you. Chris Kelly said 207's too low. Over. S-Dot's on the over. Helms is talking about scrambled eggs. So disregard that. So it seems like
that's an over. That's over. That's cold for over too.
That's betting talk for over. He likes scrambled. The poll is 11% over, 3% under. So as far as the poll, people like the over. I'm not going to bet that under. I still think this is an under series, but obviously, based on what we've seen, I'm maybe wrong on that assessment. All right. Make sure you guys give Chris a follow. That's his Twitter handle right there, ChrisBeCappinn. He does a morning show before this one. So if you're an early riser, want to hop on some early lines before the movement, make sure you give him a follow. Did you do a show this morning?
I did, Cal. Yep.
That's why I like Chris, because on Sunday, there's not many people putting out content. Chris is one of the only other ones doing it. So, yeah, so make sure you guys show him some support. We appreciate him taking the time to come on. Chris?
Appreciate you, guys. Best of luck.
Enjoy your Sunday, man.
Absolutely. You too. Best of luck to the community.
All right. So baseball's up next, and I want to apologize. I should have been cognizant that this game starts at 11:35 a.m. Eastern time. Usually we have until 12:35 or 1. So that's on me. I should have been cognizant of that. That being said, I told Toast and Logan 11:30. So what I could do is we could talk about this game, put a poll up. Hopefully, if you guys want to bet it, you can get it. I didn't bet the game. I do have some thoughts on it, and we could talk about it a little bit. So I'll be more 11:35 a.m. Eastern time start time is kind of bullshit if you ask me. But all right, let's see. Oh, Toast is in here. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Yeah, so I kind of messed up here. I didn't realize how early this game started. So people were asking for this one. So I know we're not supposed to start the baseball for 11 minutes, but I figured we could just briefly mention it. The only way I'd go here, it's okay. So the only way I'd go here is under. And the reason I didn't bet it, and this is going to sound kind of crazy, probably doesn't make any logical sense, but if you remember yesterday on the show, this exact series, I said, guys, I think I like the under here. It was under or pass. The game went under. I didn't bet it. And then here we are again. And I feel like when that happens, you're like, okay, I like the under again. And then I'll bet it. And that's the time it loses. So I feel like I said under or pass yesterday. I should have bet it. I didn't. I think Kikuchi deals, although if you rewind back a couple years, I mean, at home in Detroit against lefties, usually a spot. I mean, we're talking about data from the last 2 years. This is a different Tigers team. But Tigers historically have been able to get to lefties at home, and the Blue Jays keep losing games when Kikuchi starts, which is a little bit worrisome. But I think Kikuchi pitches well, and I don't trust Toronto's lineup in the slightest. You guys know, if you've subscribed to this channel, you know I'm a Casey Mize guy. I think he's going to be a good starting pitcher. I think if it wasn't for injuries, he already would be a very good starting pitcher. So I'm going to say under or pass for me. Do I hear? Oh, no, Logan's not here yet. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, it would be, honestly, I hate to say it, but I think it would be Toronto or pass for me. I'm not going to bet it. I feel the exact same same way as you. Over the last couple of years, if you would have given me this spot, it would have been an auto bet on the Tigers. At home, early, weird start time. Like, this is like the spot that the Tigers shine. Like, they always get these games. I remember Zach Gallen came in here last year and the weird type of start game got hit up as well. But at the same time, as much as I like Casey Mize as well, he hasn't fared as well at home. Or I'm sorry, he's pitched well at home, yes, but look at who he's faced. Miami, Houston, the Royals, Texas. I mean, the only team that's even playing well out of that group is the Royals. I guess Houston's starting to play well, but besides that, he hasn't faced the competition. Again, with that being said, it's not like the Toronto Blue Jays are some crazy good competition either. But Yusei's been pretty damn good for them. I understand that they're 3-7 when he starts.
Yeah, they never win for him.
Yeah, they're 3-7 when he starts. Regardless, he pitches well. So we have like a Reese Olson on the other side type of situation, I guess, with Kikuchi there. But if you flip it over to the bullpens, Toronto does have a pretty significant advantage. Reason being, Romano went 13 yesterday, but he'll be available. Everybody else is available. I know that they're terrible. I'm just making this information known.
I think that they're better than that. I know that they got off to I like those arms. I like Swanson. I like Romero. I know that they've been terrible, but I like those guys.
I like them, but they're fucking terrible right now, and there's nothing around it. When you have a closer as an ERA at 4, Swanson, and I don't put a ton of stock into ERA, but it's a really quick little snapshot. Miza at a 6 ERA, Swanson at a fucking 10 ERA. It's just really, really bad. But regardless, Detroit, Foley's went back-to-back nights. Alex Faedo's went 2 out of the last 3 nights. So, yeah, I would, again, tiny lean to the Blue Jays, but there's no chance in hell I'd bet it.
Yeah, I'm not going to place a bet. And this game's going to start while we're talking anyway, so there's no way I'm putting action down. This game starts in 12 minutes. Yeah. There's another one that starts early, too. Let me pull it up. It's not quite this early. I think we have about 40 minutes for it. It's the Dodgers game, right? Yeah, 12:10. Yeah. So we got 45 minutes for that one, too. So we can move on to that one next. Again, my bad. I told Logan 11:30, and I should have.
Good. I mean, unless he has plays in these games, I'm not going to have probably a play in either one. So,
I haven't touched this series. Well, the second time, because these two teams, Reds and Dodgers, were on now. By the way, in case you're listening and not watching. So I haven't touched this series the second time, because the first one, remember, the Reds beat them, and it was just like, and then the second series started, and the Reds put up like 9 or 10 runs. So I have no interest in this series. The Dodgers continue to be priced like the Dodgers, but they're not hitting like the Dodgers. But obviously, it's Yamamoto against Suter. How do you not like the Dodgers here? But
I'm 0-2 in this series. Played the Dodgers the first night, played the over the second night. I don't fucking know.
That's exactly how I feel. I
feel like the Dodgers have a pitching advantage? I don't even know. Like, I honestly would at plus 170, I would lean red. Sutter's a lefty. We all know the Dodgers can struggle with lefties at times. I don't put a ton of stock into that, but they do, compared to a right-handed pitching, they do struggle a little bit. Not to mention the fact that Yamamoto was shitty at first, dominant, and not trying to make a case that he's shitty again, but he's starting to give up runs. His first time in Great America Ballpark, that ball can be, you never know what's going to happen in that place. Let me make sure the weather's fantastic weather today. There's just no way I could lay 200 or minus 1.5 at minus 130 with the Dodgers today. A team that, again, they're not scoring runs. I mean, look at the last 10 games, just really quickly. 1, 6, 0, 3, 6, 3, 4, 7, 2, 1. That's the Dodgers. Los Angeles Dodgers, the team that, Dodgers minus 1.5. Their team, they're not scoring runs. And oh, by the way, the Dodgers are 4-6 their last 10. So not like they're playing good baseball either. They're in the middle of a 4-game winning streak. Do I assume that the Dodgers gonna win today? Kinda, yeah. But at the same time, like, the Reds went through a down stretch and now they're starting to come out of it a little bit. It wouldn't be super crazy to me that they won and swept the Dodgers.
It's a weird start time for the Dodgers too. 12:30 Eastern time for the Dodgers.
So, I would lean the Reds at the number. There's just no way in hell I can lay minus 200 not lay minus 200 with the Dodgers. I can do that. I can't lay it with Yamamoto's first start in Great America Ballpark with the Dodgers team that's already not struggling or already not hitting. There's just too many variables for me not to take the Dodgers.
And it's crazy that in Great American Ballpark, Reds Dodgers with Suter on the mound. The total's only 9, which means they don't even really know what to think.
Great point.
So, like, they don't even know what to think of this Dodgers lineup right now. And I agree. I'm putting the graphic up for us. I'll put Reds plus 1.5. I'll put Reds money line for him, but I feel the same. I don't think I place. Maybe this could be a pick if you like to do the old pick a big dog on Sunday routine, which honestly, if you know baseball Sundays, you can hit on those getaway days. You can also hit them on Thursdays. But yeah, so it'd be Reds or pass for me. Someone in the comments said Logan had a play on this game, so let's wait 3 minutes. See what the comments think on it, because I did tell him 11:30, and this one doesn't start. We have time on this one. It was the other one that we needed to get through.
Yeah.
So everyone's clicking Dodgers on the poll, huh? Logan. Oh, someone's saying Logan's got Reds plus 1.5. So he's feeling the same we are.
I'm gonna give him shit now. Especially against the Dodgers, the one team that we know doesn't lose by. You know what I'm saying?
I would go Reds 1.5 too.
No, you wouldn't. You're just saying that.
No,
You're
I
being
would.
Nice now.
No, I wouldn't.
I've never once seen you take a Dodgers bet plus 1.5. Never.
I did it once. I did do it once. Because I remember we talked about it on the show. I took Giants plus 1.5. The final score was like 8-2 Dodgers. But it was close. It was 1-1 in the sixth or something. It was just No, I actually think the Giants were winning. I think it was like 2-1 Giants in the sixth. And
yeah.
What's going on in the did you bet any of the golf this week?
No.
So
Had too much going on at the house.
Oh, Colin Morikawa, top 10 was my main bet, plus 145. He tees off at 1:20 p.m. He's tied for 7th. Damn, yo, that guy I bring on for golf is so money. No one watches the videos, too. It gets like 600 views. The guy's picked a winner in the top 10, 4 out of the last 5 tournaments.
Damn.
Yeah, he liked Colin Morikawa, so I was like, screw it. Colin Morikawa, top 10, plus 145, put it in the Discord. He's teeing off in 7th in the final day. Love it.
My uncle called me last night. You'll get a kick out of this because he was like kind of big on the Padres last night. And he went off talking about he's like, I feel like I'm fucking betting the NFL playoffs when all these cocksuckers are betting the Chiefs and just kicking free money around here. I was in tears last night, just in tears laughing.
Yeah, I don't understand the prices in that Yankees Padres series.
Me neither.
And I took the Yankees in both of them. That being said, I kind of want to back Musgrove tonight. Just saying.
I'm going to do it because of the price. I'm going to lose, but whatever.
No, I think you're going to get
And
this
then
one.
I'm going to hear the...
No, I think you're going to get this one. I think Musgrove's going to deal.
I can handle the losses.
Ooh, there's Logan.
It's the DMs that kill me.
So Logan, let me bring Logan on.
Logan, we're talking about you.
Yeah,
I was talking about you.
We were bashing you. We were like, this guy
Kyle
sucks.
was trying to support you. Kyle was trying to support you. I was
So
bashing
what
you.
happened was I did not realize that the first game started at 11:35 a.m. Eastern time. So we started a few minutes early to go through that game. Okay. So you only missed the Detroit-Toronto game, which has pretty much started. So
all good.
We both said on this one, all you missed was both of us saying that it's probably a pass, but if we gun to head, forced to bet it, we'd take Reds. I said Reds plus 1.5. He said Reds money line.
Yeah, I'm on Reds plus 1.5 and Reds money line with a little bit of sprinkle.
Oh, see, they didn't give you all that credit in the comments. My bad, then.
What happened?
They were
They
saying
didn't say that you were on the money line in the comments. They just said you were on 1.5. So I was giving
Toast
you a
hates when people take plus 1.5.
Especially with the Dodgers. Over the past 4 years, we have a proven sample size with the Dodgers of over 250 games. This team does not lose by 2. Just to say.
Yeah.
I call bullshit on that.
I mean, you're getting that the whole thing about it is if you're getting plus value on the plus 1.5, I'll take it for a full unit, and then I'll split it a little bit with the money line, like a half unit. That's what I went ahead and did.
Yeah, that's
what you guys.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. I was just gonna say I don't know if you guys really gave your reasonings yet.
Yeah, we talked about it. Basically, all circling around the fact that Dodgers are being priced like they're the Dodgers, but they're not hitting like they're the Dodgers. So,
No.
Yeah.
Do you guys know how bad they are with runners in scoring position during their losing streak? 5 for 39. That's unreal. Like, I mean, how are you going to lay the massive price with the Dodgers? I have people in my comments because you guys know I already filmed.
Right.
There were people telling me like Dodgers got to win in one of these days. I was like, okay, well, why are you're going to pay crazy juice for them just to break out?
You're going to pay to see it. You're willing to pay to see it. Yeah.
Not to mention you're laying that juice with a Yamamoto spot that he's never pitched in Great America Ballpark. I mean, I don't know anybody that's going to be able to confidently say he's going to pitch well today, even with how bad the Reds lineup has been. Like, there's no way you can confidently say that.
Oh.
So yeah, we're all leaning the same way here. Reds are pass for me. It sounds like Logan is actually betting the Reds, which is the same way I would go if I was to bet it. But
yep.
All right, so I have a lean in this game that I kind of want to bet. I was going to talk. Oh no, I'm sorry. I have the lean in the next one. This one's Brewers Red Sox. I like Boston in this. Yo, dude. Toast, you gave out.
Stop.
Yo, yesterday.
Stop.
Hold on. Yesterday you gave out. Remember, if you remember on the show, I said I like the Red Sox, and you gave out Brewers, and then everyone thought I gave out the Brewers. So I was like, I in the Discord, I was like, wow, Brewers, when they like exploded. And everyone was giving me fire emojis, and they're like, "Nice pick, bro." And I was like, "Guys, shut up, man. I'm on Boston. Get out of here." Like, I'm not happy about this. They're like, "Yeah, like nice pick, Kyle." I was like, "No, bro, I'm getting rocked. I'm down 6 runs." So, okay. So if you want to make a case that the Brewers are going to get to Houck, I'm on board with it. Houck's been good, but he's pitched against nobody. Brewers seem to be heating up again. I'm with that, but there's no way you could tell me Tobias Myers is about the deal here in Fenway.
Yes, I can.
You'd be lying.
I mean, at what point if we take out that Tampa Bay series, at what point has this Boston Red Sox team been a team that we're worried about? I mean, honestly, I mean, they're 4-6 their last 10, they're 8-12 their last 20, and if you take out that Tampa Bay series, I mean, it looks really, really bad. This team is not playing good baseball right now. And where's the spot you want to fade Tanner Houck? At home. You don't want to mess with him on the road. I'll fade Tanner Houck at home. If you're, again, this is just a pure play on the number for me. If you're going to continue to give me this Brewers team at plus money against the team in Boston, who I do not think is very good at all, I'm going to take it. Minnesota, I'm pretty sure, I'm sure one guy, Miguel went yesterday. That was it. Hudson, Peguero, Piamps, all those guys rested, ready to go as well. Yes. Does Boston have a tiny pitching advantage? Yes. And do they play well at home? No. Am I getting plus money with the Brewers at a better team? Yes. It's the Brewers.
Okay, so I'm with a lot of that. I think the better bet would be to go here and just play the over, because I think the Red Sox are going to hit Myers up. I think Boston's going to win. I agree that at this price, you probably would have to bet Milwaukee. I think Boston wins this game. So it would be over a pass for me. I don't have anything, though. Logan, I can't remember if you sent anything in for this one.
I didn't, but no, word for word, my thoughts exactly, Toast. Everything you said is true. I mean, why are you gonna lay the minus 140 with a Red Sox team? I mean, it's just because they're playing at Fenway. I mean, that price is just wrong. It's wrong for a team. You're getting the better offense. Sure, starting pitching goes to the Red Sox, but you're getting the far better offense recently, especially with the Brewers. Contreras, Yelich. First of all, Yelich is hitting almost like 500 at Fenway, which is insane in his career. Yeah. There's just too much power in this lineup. Any sort of mistakes Houck makes, this Brewers lineup will capitalize on. It's Brewers, and the value is all on Brewers. I don't really understand how you're just taking a blind shot on Red Sox.
Someone just said, oh, go ahead.
Just really quickly, if your comment was, oh, it's the Red Sox at home, the Red Sox are 10-15 at home this year. So
yeah, they're a bad home team, yes, or they have been a bad home. And yeah, it's at 8.5. I don't know why this graph either. I kind of want to see if it moved or if I messed the graphic.
Come on, Andy.
No.
And I know.
No Andy today. So let me see. I just want to see if this says moved or if the graphic was wrong. I didn't bet it, so I didn't. No, it was 9.5. At 8:43 at 10:50 a.m. this morning. This is 9.5. So this just dropped while we were live. But yeah, so I'm not. This isn't one of my bets, so I didn't pay much attention to it. And poll, which is the results of the poll are 52% Brewers, 40% Boston. So the community's kind of split on this one. That'll be a candidate for dog of the day, which, by the way, Toast, undefeated community dog of the day. Hasn't lost yet.
Wait, who'd they pick? Who was the most recent?
They took Giants plus. It's 2-0. We did it twice. We switched from community parlay to community favorite dog of the day. They took Giants plus 120 against the Mets, and then they took Nats yesterday.
Love it.
Yeah, it was the community's idea too. They wanted to do.
This was a great game yesterday too. Yeah, we were all watching this in the Discord.
Yeah, everyone was into it. I was I had the under, and it was good money. So like I was the only one not sweating, but yeah, Nats ended up taking it.
I was sweating.
Know. All right, Seattle at Washington. Is this a Corbin spot? It might be a Corbin spot. Mariners against a lefty during the day, which, as Prop Beaver always tells us, they can't hit during the day. Are you doing it, Toast?
Yeah, and you know why? Because Brian Wu, I love the kid, but he's getting a little bit too much. Like, everybody's starting to jump on this guy's bandwagon, and I don't know. I understand he looked really good at Yankee Stadium, but this is going to be his second road start, his fourth road start of the year. I'm sorry, his fourth start of the year overall. He's only given up 1 run so far. It's not that I feel like the Nats are going to jump all over him. That's not what I think, but I do think that you start seeing that fourth arm, some of that fatigue starts to set in here. I always say this, between those the fourth and sixth starts is what I start to kind of worry about it. Does that mean that Brian Wu's going to pitch bad? No, not at all. But I start to look at things like that as well. And then you have Patrick Corbin on the other side that, yeah, I understand that he got rocked the last time out and I backed him before that. But the point still stands. Like, he's not pitching bad against the White Sox, the Red Sox, and the White Sox, the Blue Jays, the Dodgers. I mean, he's not pitching terrible. And oh, by the way, last year he went on the road to Seattle, went 7 innings, gave up 5 hits, no runs, and had 9 strikeouts. So he's not worried about this Mariners lineup. So I honestly think that you could take Patrick Corbin K's, and you could probably take, and I'm going to be taking the Nats on the money line as well. As far as the bullpens go, Seattle's bullpen's fresh and ready to go. There's nothing you have to worry about. The Washington bullpen, kind of taxed. Harvey and Floro have went back-to-back days. And Harvey,
and they just saw Finnegan. And they just saw Finnegan.
Yeah, and they just saw Finnegan. I don't care. The Mariners lineup does not worry about me. And actually, this Washington bullpen, and I've said this multiple times this year, this isn't me just pulling something out. They're used to pitching like this. They've been taxed all year long, and they just keep on throwing these guys out here. So I honestly don't even worry about that. I mean, does it suck? Yeah. But against the Mariners, a team that we know can't hit in the day, not to mention the Mariners are priced at -175, Nats money line.
I mean, it's really hard to argue with that at this number. Really hard. But, man, I don't like the situation for Washington's bullpen, and I could see that being how Seattle wins this game. I don't have a bet on this one. Do you, Logan?
I don't have a bet per se, but I would be on Washington if I was. And trying to predict the Patrick Corbin masterclass is a very hard thing to do, right? You have to sort of like hope and pray a little bit. I pulled I remember his last start last year against the Mariners in Seattle. I remember that one very vividly. We were on Corbin. Everyone was like, this guy sucks, worst starting pitcher ever. 7 innings pitched, 0 earned runs. That was the Corbin masterclass in Seattle last year. Obviously different teams, different situation, but they come randomly. And if you told me that this sort of like just hapless Seattle lineup was victims to the Corbin masterclass today, I'd say yes. Sounds about right. You know, you got a Sunday getaway day. What sort of motivation do they have to just light up Corbin? I don't see it. I think all the value is on Washington. You're giving me, plus 140-ish price. Yeah, give me the Nats. They're a decent hitting team too. They got to, they made some noise on the bases. Give me Washington.
I think
one last point that I forgot to make, Kyle. Sorry to interrupt you. Good. I hate the spot for Seattle too, because not only does Seattle have to travel back home across the country to face the Astros the next series, so that's a big spot for them in a divisional game. Just saying.
So what Logan just said, he said it's the getaway day. What motivation? I think that would be spot on if Seattle didn't lose the first 2 games of this series. I think they need this one. Honestly, I'm not betting this, so I don't want anyone to be like, oh, I'm tailing you on that. I think I would honestly go here if I was going to bet it and lay the 1.5. Nats have not no bullpen, but the Nats bullpen is taxed. The arms that are available, Seattle just saw. It's Corbin.
And got blanked.
It's Mariners -1.5 pass.
Kyle, real quick, what do you like about the Mariners offense? I'm just curious.
Nothing.
What do you
Nothing.
Like yeah, okay.
But I saw Julio Rodriguez hit a home run yesterday, and he got all excited.
Well, the problem is, and this is probably the reason I'm not actually betting it, is there's not many angles I can find on paper to support it. It's more me taking a step back, looking at the schedule, and saying Seattle isn't going to drop this one. They lost the first 2 games of this series. They can't get swept in Washington. They've got the starting pitching advantage. They've got the bullpen advantage. It's more of like, this is what I see happening rather than this. My handicap points to this, if that makes any sense.
I got you.
Sometimes I do some spot betting,
I see it.
All right. But I'm not betting that. Just full warning. Atlanta, Pittsburgh. Now this one, okay, toast. This is my maybe bet. I was waiting to talk to you on the live show. Tell me this isn't a nice over spot at 8. Chris Sale. Okay, so hold on. Let me get the poll up. Plus 185.
I don't hate it just because you know how I am with guys that haven't given up a run in 5 starts. I know
right.
I'm exaggerating, but I'm just saying.
So, okay. So take Chris Sale, right? Like Toast just said. Chris Sale is absolutely dealing right now. And everyone's looking at this matchup. Chris Sale against the Pirates. Oh, man, 7 scoreless. They're penciling it up already. Dude's due to give up a run or two. And Pirates have actually been getting to lefties. Now, they're not crushing them, but the Pirates are not completely hopeless against lefties. And we're talking about a total that's all the way down at 8. How many runs do we need to see the Pirates get off Sale to make I think if we can get 1 or 2 off Sale, we're in business. We got Perez, who if you subscribe to this channel, you know I am not a fan of Mr. Perez. I do not think he's a good pitcher. Look, I know the Braves haven't exactly been hitting, but they have this all the way down at 8, and I think a huge reason for that number is Chris Sale and his recent game logs and the perception of what the Pirates lineup is, but that perception is wrong when you're dealing with the lefty. They really haven't been that bad against lefties. So I like the over here, and I think I might bet this one. I was kind of waiting to see what these guys thought. I don't actually have the ticket yet, but I'm definitely down to bet this, depending on what their thoughts are.
For me, it would be Pittsburgh or pass here, personally. Obviously, you're holding your breath with that Pittsburgh bullpen, especially with Bender going 2 of the last 3 days and Holderman going 23 yesterday. But the fact of the matter is Atlanta against. Again, I understand that Martin Perez is bad. I'm not trying to make a case for that, but Atlanta isn't doing anything the last 7, 14, or 30 days against lefties or righties. The last 30 days, they're 28th across the board in WRCS, OPS, and WOBA. 14 days and 7 days, it's all in the 20 range. So the Atlanta offense really isn't doing anything. So again, do I think that Chris Sale has a pitching advantage? 100% yes. But again, there's just no way I can pay this price with this Braves team. Keep in mind, guys, over the last 30 days, the Braves are barely playing 500 baseball. I know I say that a lot, but I feel like there's a lot of these teams where people get this idea that they're playing good baseball, or because of the name on the front of their jersey that they're playing good. The Braves are 3-7 their last 10, 9-11 their last 20. They're 15-15 their last 30. They haven't been playing good baseball in a while, guys. So there's no way in how I lay this price with the Braves. Yes, Chris Sale has been dominant. He hasn't given up a run in 3 starts. It's only a matter of time before that happens. I don't know if it's today, but like Sauce said, the Pirates are a top 10 team in Major League Baseball versus left-handed pitching.
They can hit lefties.
So if there is a time for them to do it, they're going to be do that. Last 30 days, Pirates are 12th across the board in those 3 categories I just mentioned, and 7th, 6th, and 7th the last 14 days. So the Pirates are hitting lefties. It'd be Pirates or pass for me.
And look, I know the Braves lineup hasn't been producing, but look at what we're dealing with here. We're dealing with Perez and a taxed Pirates bullpen. Like, come on, we can count on 5. We can count on 5 on Sunday afternoon. So I you know what? I'm writing it down. I'm betting this. I'm betting this. Logan, do you co-sign my over?
I love the fact that you're betting this, because I was about to say, I was like, I'm going to go place that bet myself right now. Just looking at this game, first of all, the ump yesterday had the widest strike zone I've seen this year. Ronald Acuna struck out on 3 pitches, all 3 like way outside the zone. So whenever you have an extreme on one end and then the next day any sort of like more hitter-friendly umpire, that's always going to benefit more runs. This just looks like a sneaky over spot, right? You got the Braves, who look hapless on offense. You've got Martin Perez, who pitched to contact guy, kind of soft pitcher. I could see him easily getting lit up, 5-6 earned run type, just out of nowhere game. And Chris Sale, as we mentioned, the path to the over. Can he give up 2 or 3 runs in this one? Potentially. I do see it coming. Yesterday on my ticket was Pirates team total over. I love the way the Pirates offense is clicking right now. At home, they're hitting really well. I think they can get to Sale. I think they can get a few off of Chris Sale. And then, as you mentioned, the Pirates bullpen, nothing strong. Yes, they held it down yesterday. They were good enough. The Braves can carry the weight in this one. They can give us potentially 6 runs, and then I think the Pirates take us the rest of the way home. I love the pathway to the over. This is a game, looking at the slate, that you're looking at and you're like, I don't see a ton of runs in this one, especially given what happened yesterday. Crazy runs. I love it.
Yeah, I
All right,
completely agree.
I'm gonna split mine then. I'm gonna go Pirates team total over 2.5, and I'll play the over with you.
The team total's at 2.5.
Yeah, minus 130 on DraftKings. Sign me up.
All right, I'm gonna
That's too low. That's way too low. You gotta play that over.
I'm gonna put a little team total asterisk next to that right after the stream.
Get a little asterisk up in there. I don't want to forget that.
And what Logan said, he was like he described the path to the over, and that's the path I see also. But I also like how I feel like there are multiple paths to this over. Like I can see the Pirates being the one that ends Chris Sale's streak and scoring 5 off him. I can see that too. So. Let's talk Giants and Mets, and please, one of you guys, please talk me out of taking the Mets because I want to. Please, someone say don't do it.
No, I'm taking the Mets today. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. I know that it's gross. I know it's so gross. But, I mean, they're not giving us plus money with the Mets. I don't know. It just all seems to line up. We got Logan Webb, who actually coming off like a somewhat decent start on the road, but we know we can't trust this dude on the road. Mets have already seen him. He went 8 full innings against this team. You got Manaea over here. And then not to mention the bullpen situation. Diaz isn't available for the Mets. Who cares? And then you have everybody else essentially rested and available for the Mets. And then on the Giants side, it's a fucking paint by numbers. Camilo Doval's went 4 of the last 5 days. Tyler Rogers has went 3 of the last 5. Taylor Rogers 2 of the last 3. Ryan Walker goes every other night. Luke Jackson 2 of the last 3. Randy Rodriguez 3 of the last 4. Halaihi went yesterday. It's just really, really bad. So is it gross? Yes.
It's disgusting.
But I will be on the Metropolitans today.
Like when you're trying to eat healthy and you like see something good and you're like, I shouldn't. It's like what it feels like. I shouldn't do this. I mean, Manaea's been really good. And really what put me over the edge. So when I saw the price and I looked at the matchup, I was already leaning Mets because, as we know, not only has Logan Webb really not been himself this year, but historically he really has never been that great on the road. Logan Webb at home in San Francisco was the must-bet situation last couple years. Logan Webb on the road in Citi Field. I always say, even when the Mets are down, but this Mets lineup, you could usually trust them to bounce back and hit off a righty. I mean, I think the Mets are going to get to Logan Webb, and then you throw in there what Toast said about the Giants bullpen. That was what pushed me over. Then you look at the Giants bullpen, and they're really taxed. Even the arms that are available are heavily overused. This Giants team needs an off day in the worst way. So after winning yesterday, I think this is a Mets spot. Oh my God, I hate even saying it. I'm gonna write it down. I gotta bet
just keep it really quickly before Logan goes. Keep it quick. Really remind yourself, guys, like what the last 5 days for San Francisco has been. Like extra inning game, huge comeback, loss against Pittsburgh. Extra inning, huge comeback win against Pittsburgh. Not an extra inning, huge comeback win, huge comeback win against the Mets, and then obviously they throttled them yesterday. But again, it was in the late innings. It was an extra inning game. They scored 5 runs in the 10th inning. So. It's just sooner or later the San Francisco dam is going to break.
Logan, true or false? This is a Mets spot.
This is totally a Mets spot. It's a Mets spot. It's a play on the number. I on Sundays you have to get nasty. You really do. Just looking at the public split, looking like when I woke up this morning, Giants were like minus 125-ish. Now they're down to minus 115. Who's waking up and betting the Mets? Like really? Like why is this price? Why is this price fluctuating like this? I mean, I can't even rationalize it. So you've got Logan Webb, who already saw them, Logan Webb masterclass. But as you guys mentioned, this is where you want to fade Logan Webb. It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to people that he can be such a good pitcher at home, but he just really struggles on the road. It's what he is. He's a pitch to contact pitcher. And honestly, the Mets, they have enough power bats to be able to make him pay with some extra base hits in the gap. I can sort of see Logan Webb faltering. He doesn't have to blow up a ton, but as you guys mentioned, that bullpen, that's I think where this game's decided. I think we sort of see a close-ish game through 5. Mets probably squeak one out. The price makes no sense in this one. The fact that people are all over San Fran and yet they're the odds are flipping. So,
it's actually moved even more since we've been live. I'm seeing Mets minus 105s now.
I see that too. Yeah, it's Mets. It's nasty, but it's Mets.
It's disgusting. I wrote it on my list. I'm hoping that I get off this stream and I look at it and I'm like, No, I'm not going to do this. That's what I'm hoping. But I think I am. Speaking of disgusting bets, Toast is going to hate the shit out of this one.
I don't care what you do. You already know what the play is. If you want to take it. If you don't.
Toast has been taking Royals money line blindly for like 2 weeks now, and it's hard to make fun of him for it because he's like 13-2.
Yeah.
But I think this is a Rays spot. But this is how I bet it, because Waka's shown some signs of life. I don't know. I still think the Rays get to Waka, but I went here. Ready? Let's find it. Royals team total under 3.5. I got it at plus 100. So I like the Royals bats to get blank. Taj Bradley is going to blank the Royals bats here. Now, the reason I didn't absolutely smash this is the Rays did use all their bullpen arms yesterday. They're all available, but the Royals did just see all their guys. So in the late innings, maybe the Royals, look how pissed Toast is. In the late innings with the Royals.
No, I was reading.
So in the late innings, the Royals, there's a probability they do get to the Rays bullpen. But I like Taj Bradley to absolutely deal today. Prop Beaver really likes Taj Bradley. And if you look at his recent starts, he gave up 5 runs in the last one. I don't have it in front of me. I'm pretty sure it's against Boston. He only allowed 6 hits in that game and went 7 innings. Just 2 of the hits happened to be home runs. So it really wasn't as bad of a start as it looks.
And Boston had seen him his previous starts.
Yes, and he pitched. Yes, and he pitched against Boston back-to-back starts. I think Taj Bradley's going to smoke today. 6-7 innings. So you like if you're a prop guy, maybe like a Taj Bradley under earned runs or over outs or whatever you guys do. I'm not a prop guy, but I'm going Royals team total under. I bet this. Posted on the Discord. I got a plus 100. Toast, we know.
Yeah, I was just gonna go really quickly. It's the Royals for me. Again, just can't stop betting this team. I bought a Royals hat last night at the mall after this game was over. I'm dead serious. Just love this team right now. Bobby Witt Jr., all these guys. And I honestly think that we had the advantages all over the board. Taj Bradley going to be making his 4th start this season. Yeah, I don't know about Taj Bradley. I understand that he's good, but he can also look really bad at times as well. But honestly, guys, it's just me continuing to fade this Rays team as much as possible. Again, 4-6 their last 10, 10-10 their last 20, 13-17 their last 30. This team is not good at all. So if you're going to give me plus money with the Royals, I'm going to continue to take it.
Logan, I'm guessing this has to be yours. Did I see a Rays team total over graphic in there?
You do.
Wow. Okay.
I think. And this is where I think the Rays are actually going to win this game. I'm not going to disrespect Kansas City by picking the Rays on the money line. That game it didn't sit well with me the way that finished, because I actually, funny enough, I had Rays. I had Royals first 5 money line. Brady Singer turns around in the 5th inning, throws it into center field, and it had me screaming. I'm like, oh my gosh! Like to get sold like that. The Rays showed some heart, and this offense. Say what you want about them. Yes, they've been up and down, pretty ice cold recently, but I think they're going to really break out today against Waka. So if you're backing the Royals, I still think they bring the bats today, but I would be kind of scared of Michael Waka. He's allowing a 289 batting average with runners in scoring position, 320 batting average with 2 outs, runners in scoring position. I've been introducing all of the people on our channel to it's called the clutch stat. I think it's on Baseball Reference. That's the 2 outs, runner in scoring position. Yeah, well, the Rays will have those chances today. The question is, will they be able to get them home? I really do think so. They're going to have those chances because they're going to be aggressive on the base path. Yesterday, they were aggressive. Brady Singer didn't look very comfortable at all. If they can make Brady Singer look uncomfortable, I think they can get to Michael Waka. I really do like this Rays team to get 4+ runs today. Whatever the Royals want to do, they can do. I don't really want to have to figure out what type of Taj Bradley start it is. I just think the Rays are going to come out swinging, and I think they get to Waka.
I like how you're seeing the game. I think the Rays win also. I went with the team total under instead of Rays money line, but I agree. I think the Rays win this game.
And can I say something really quick? If you guys are tailing me, just know that I've been playing KC blind. Like, I didn't cap this game or nothing. Like, I'm literally betting KC and Cleveland every single day until they lose.
It's kind of hard to argue because if you just look at the like, how do you even argue with it at this point? He keeps winning. He's been playing the Royals and Cleveland blind, and like his bets are like 13-1 in his last 4. Like, what the fuck? So it's kind of hard to even critique it at this point. So yeah, me and Logan kind of on the same page here, even though we bet it differently. Next up, Texas.
I will say
we
really
got a
quickly,
couple.
I will say, after Cleveland's win yesterday and the KC win yesterday, I think that train's going to stop here soon. Today could be that day.
Got some people from the Calling Our Shot community in the comments. Good to have you guys.
Awesome.
When are you guys going to start doing live streams so we can come on, man?
Yeah, I mean, Austin's a busy traveling guy. He's not even in the country.
I can never even get him on. I don't even ask him anymore because he's always busy.
He's a really busy guy. We have to find some. I mean, the only live streams we've done recently have been the Nerfy live streams, which are a lot of fun.
When you guys do, what time are those on?
We do them so every now and then when we have one that we really like. Plus, we're free, so they're not every day. But yeah, maybe jump on a Nerfy live stream, sweat that out with us one time.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even know that you did that. So do you guys?
Yeah.
I'll look into it. But all right. Rangers, Twins, and I put John Gray in the graphic. Is that right? Because I was seeing different probable pitchers. I even saw.
I would check now. Hold on.
RotoWire had. What is it?
It's a guy's name I've never even heard before.
RotoWire had Eovaldi, and then I looked it up. And it was
Garabito. Nothing about him.
Garrison. Yeah, he's making his major league debut. Thank you.
Yeah,
there it is.
So you know who that is, Toes. All right. So
I don't.
I mean, I'm not. No, not like that. I just as soon as he said the name, it all clicked in my head.
Gerson Garabito. All right, so I'll put that on the screen. So I have nothing to say about this game because that's the first time I've ever heard this name. So I have no idea who that is. I know that Texas isn't hitting, but I also know that I don't trust Pablo Lopez this year. So straight pass in every sense of the word here.
Yeah, he's the only reason I know him is because he's one of their prospect guys, but he's like 20, he's like 30 or something like that. And he had I'm looking at his AAA numbers right now. 5 starts in AAA this year. He had a 2 ERA, 0.95 WHIP, 37 to 10 K to BB ratio. So he has some swing and miss stuff. I just don't know how you bet Texas here. I am so proud of myself yesterday for not betting Texas.
You wanted to.
I am like, man, this is the spot. Lorenzen's been decent, yada, yada, yada. And it looked fantastic until I think it was the 8th inning when Kirilloff hit that Oppo Taco to put him in the lead. Again, there's just no way I can bet Texas here. There's no way in hell I lay a huge price with Pablo Lopez on the mound. We all know how I feel about him. So it would be Texas or pass. But there's just no way I can bet Texas with how bad this team has been. They might actually make Pablo Lopez look like a serviceable major league pitcher. I don't know, though.
In this series, I had the first game of this series, I took the under and hit. And then the second game of the series, I said under a pass, and it would have hit. So I feel like it goes over, but I don't. I have nothing here. Logan?
Yeah, straight pass. I don't even know who this Garabito guy is. Not going to pretend. Do I even want to trust the Twins' bats? I mean, I remember last year it was like a crazy trend. The Twins would never show up on Sundays. Their offense was like, they were straight up stagnant on Sunday. So like, if you want to trust them to back Pablo Lopez, you do you. But I've got nothing on this game.
Our community likes the Rangers.
Let me see what the Rangers. Okay, the Rangers do have a day off, yes, tomorrow, and the Twins play the Royals, which is a divisional game. I still can't do it, but I can see it if you want.
Wait. Rangers have an off day, and the Royals play, and the Twins play the Royals in Kansas City.
No, at home.
If it was in Kansas City, I might be down.
I know. Trust me, I know.
No. We're talking ourselves into bad decisions here. Let's just go to the next game. All right. Baltimore White Sox. What an interesting one here because Crochet is the man. Crochet is the man, and I feel like I need to apologize to him because I faded him a few games ago, and I was like, this kid's going to come down to earth. This dude's Cy Young. Like, he's like, so good. So I don't know if I could fade him. That being said, this is an awfully short price to consider fading Baltimore. Toast, what do you think of Kyle Bradish?
Can't say anything bad about him. That's how I feel. Okay. Not the biggest Kyle Bradish fan, but you're not going to hear me say anything negative about him. The dude's been a stud for 2 years now, so it's really hard. After his 2022 season, he started really figuring things out, and he's been nothing but a stud. So, again, not a biggest fan of me, just not a fan. I don't really like watching him pitch personally, but he's a stud. There's no question about that. So is Garrett Crochet, though.
So what are you – I mean, total for this game's at 7. Clearly, they're telling us what they think's going to happen. Pitcher's duel. Logan, do you have anything here?
I really don't. I
Me
mean,
neither.
I guess to me it would be maybe. I think it would be the under or pass. I mean, the fact that they have no familiarity. Garrett Crochet has some really nasty stuff. I think he'll actually hold down that Orioles offense to the best of his ability. Whatever happens in the bullpen, hopefully he can give them length. But yeah, because there's Kopech back in the bullpen tossing turkeys. But yeah, I just don't really trust the White Sox to bring the bats against Bradish. So it'll probably be an under. There's a reason why that number's at 7. I mean, that's hard bait to like take a shot at the over.
I'm putting the same graphic up for me because if you put a gun to my head, force me to place a bet on this game, it probably would be that. But I'm not going to because I actually put a full unit on the under in this series on, I think that was Thursday. And obviously we know the tragic end to that. So I'm not trying to lose 2 unders in the same series. So it'll be under or pass.
It's going to be White Sox first 5 for me. I was trying to pull up Beaver's little stat.
Oh, you guys
about
hit
the
your White Sox first 5, didn't you?
Yeah.
You and Prop Beaver.
Yeah.
Oh, nice hit.
I think I'm just going back to the well. I just wanted to steal Prop Beaver's stat about the White Sox in the first 5 against starting righties.
Oh, yeah.
At home, and they're like 10-2 or something, 10-2-1 or something like that. I don't know if you trust Prop Beaver, you know that stat's good. So, oh yeah, here we go. After losing the first 5, the Sox are still 10-2-2 to the first 5 money line. Their last 14 games versus a starting right-hander at home. Yeah, I'll take my chances with the White Sox here. I don't want to play the White Sox full game because Kopech has went back-to-back nights. Jordan Leisure's went back-to-back nights, and he had 30 pitches yesterday. While the Baltimore bullpen is rested and ready to go. Even though you really can't trust them that much, they are rested and ready to go. So White Sox first 5 for me.
Yeah, I mean, you and Prop Beaver took that same bet and won the other day. So, or that was yesterday?
Yeah, it was last night.
Yeah, last night. All right, let's move on to the next one. Philly, Colorado. Man, couple of close ones here for the Phillies out in Coors Field.
I'm so happy because remember the first game of this series, I was like, it's a Rockies bet. And then yesterday I was like, man, I really want to bet the freaking Rockies again. And ew, man.
There were some
hell
people
of a ninth inning for the Phils.
There was
hell of a ninth inning for the Phils.
There's definitely a lot of people on the Discord that had the Rockies because there was an explosion when they literally like, I knew it. Shouldn't have bet this scrub team. So there was a lot of people on the Rockies yesterday. Kind of hard to argue with Ranger Suarez, especially on the road where he was, I mean, dating back a couple years now, Ranger Suarez on the road is like must back. So even in Coors Field, I don't know if I really expect the Rockies to put up a big number here. Cal Quantrill pitching against the Phillies lineup in Coors sounds crazy to me. So everything points towards a Phillies blowout. I would probably go Phillies -1.5 if I was to bet this one. Gentlemen?
Go ahead. I got to check one thing.
I mean, I'm wearing the jersey. Come on. It would be Phillies -1.5. I hate squaring up like this on a Sunday. But until Ranger Suarez really shows signs of weakness, I mean, I just can't get there with the Rockies. I love taking shots on random underdogs to win, but the Rockies already got their win. I'm not a big Cal Quantrill guy. Every now and then he'll throw the random good start in there. But this Phillies lineup, they saw what they needed to do yesterday. When getting those runs late game, the Rockies bullpen is just bad. I mean, they're liable. They could be covering all game, and then it just takes one bad Rockies bullpen inning, and there's the cover for Philadelphia. So I like the Phillies -1.5.
Toast? You're not taking Phillies -1.5.
No,
you're not doing it though.
I can't.
Don't do it, bro. Just stop.
I can't because of the freaking bullpen. But I'm sorry, but Cal Quantrill is one of the more underrated pitchers in Major League Baseball this year. I'm sorry. Look at his numbers, bro. Look at his freaking numbers. His last 7 starts. I mean, if you take out the start in Mexico, he's been essentially lights out. Lights out.
Take the Rockies.
I don't want to hear about Cal Quantrill not being good.
Take the Rockies then.
I can't because the bullpen's so bad.
So take the Rockies. How about this? First 5 under.
No, I don't play unders in Coors. I'm good. It's Rockies
because you know Cal Quantrill sucks deep down. You know that.
No, it's the fact that I after what I saw last night, I feel like in my head it's a Phillies spot. You score 8 runs. I was gonna say yesterday if you want to bet the Phillies. I was gonna say last night if you want to bet the Phillies tomorrow, bet them now at -1.5 because after the Harper home run and stuff, they just absolutely. I mean, the air went out of the balloon
floodgates
for the Rockies. So
So should I put up Rockies or pass for you?
It's just, I guess just put Phillies -1.5 up, but I'm not.
Because Quantrill sucks.
I just wish that Colorado had like one guy in their bullpen.
No, they
that
have
hasn't
nobody.
pitched 4 of their last 5 days.
If you're wondering what Toast is referring to there, so the Rockies are missing Beeks, Lawrence. I'm pretty sure it's 4 of their main 5 bullpen arms are unavailable. So from innings 6 to 9, the Phillies might score an additional 6 runs to whatever they got off Quantrill, which should be a lot because he sucks.
He does suck. I could be like Prop Beaver right now and bring up all the advanced analytics on Cal Quantrill. They're not good. I mean, if he's not getting the ground ball outs, he will get absolutely torched in this one.
Agreed.
Fact of the matter is he's not giving up runs, and they're winning when he's pitching.
Yeah.
Period.
Okay, cool. Take the Rockies then.
I can't. They don't have a bullpen.
All right. Astros, Athletics, +145, 8.5. All right. Blanco pitching against Brooks. Man, I don't know what to think of the Houston Astros. I haven't placed a single bet in this series. Oh, no, that's a lie. I took an over that lost. So I did place one bet. It was a small one, though. I took the over 8.5. I think that was that was yesterday that lost. Blanco's definitely been good. I got nothing here. I have a bet on the next game, not this one.
I don't think. Go ahead.
I do have a bet in this game.
Okay.
Kind of square, but it's Astros first 5 -0.5. Yeah, I'm fading Brooks, and it's kind of just that simple. Now Ronel Blanco, I have a very deep wound because the game where he had his sticky glove was the game I had his over and outs, and it just pissed me off royally. I was like, wow, I've never lost a bet like that. Got ejected. So obviously, I still think he'll come out, pitch kind of solid in this one. Again, he challenges these hitters to not ground out. Something I don't really trust the A's to be able to do. I think he goes out and pitches well. He has like a 1.5 earned run line, which normally when pitchers have that, they just shut their lights out. So then it's like, well, can he get any sort of run support from the Astros bats? And while yesterday they looked tragic, I think they come out today and I think they score some runs.
Yeah, that's what I think too, but I had the over yesterday, and Oakland gave me the couple runs that I needed. I wanted 2 or 3 out of Oakland. They gave it to me. Astros just, man, toast.
Same bet. Can't trust the Astros bullpen at all.
Oh, you're on Houston first 5 run line also?
Yeah. After what I saw last night, I mean, look, the Astros had so many chances. They just didn't look like themselves last night. And I understand that they haven't looked good, but they look good this season as a whole. But over the last couple of weeks, they've been really starting to heat up. This Aaron Brooks guy, as Logan said, he's just been absolutely terrible. At home, his last 2 starts against Colorado, he gave up 3 runs in 6 innings. Texas hit him up for 7 runs in 2 2/3. He pitched well against the Royals, but that was in 2019. So that doesn't even matter. So yeah, the Aaron Brooks is terrible. The Astros should come back out here. They've dominated this Oakland team in the past, not to mention the fact that Aaron Brooks is really bad. So I'm not the biggest Blanco guy, but at the same time, as much as I had loved playing on Oakland previous, they're really, really starting to slow down. I feel like yesterday was pretty damn lucky for them. So
I'm going to look at I may tail you guys. You guys both like that. I may tail you guys on it. Let's see. First 5.
It's just Oakland's been really, like, as much as I was playing on them early, they've really slowed down. Like, and if you watched that game yesterday, they were pretty lucky to win that game yesterday. At least that's how I feel, at least.
You can get a -120 on Caesars. That's my best option. All right. I may tell you. You know what? I'll add it to my list here.
Dude, download Bet Rivers. They always have crazy good.
Bet Rivers needed me to provide a passport, and I couldn't find it.
What?
Yeah, they needed
Weird.
me. They were asking. I think that's the one that was asking for a passport. The rest of them was cool with just my license and social security number and all that. I'm pretty sure they were asking for my passport, and I was like, I just moved. Well, actually, this was a few years ago when I had just moved, and I was like, I don't even know where the hell my passport is. Like, so I just never made the account. Toast, I went with your guys here, but I stuck to the first 5. Definitely price maybe a little bit sketchy here, considering Detmers has been a pitching machine. But I don't think Lively's that bad, and I think there's a definite advantage here in the first 5. Cleveland's bullpen isn't completely taxed, but it's definitely not rested. There's just some issues there, so going Cleveland first 5 money line. I got it at -115. I already bet this. I'm in on Cleveland first 5.
Yeah, you guys already know where I'm at. Cleveland money line for me. We're already getting Detmers, who's been absolutely terrible, which it kills to my heart because he made us a lot of money earlier in this season. So gave some of it back, obviously, with a couple of these performances over the last 5 or 6 games, that's for sure. But Ben Lively on the other side has been nothing but fantastic, honestly, for Cleveland. I mean, he started out the year really hot against Boston twice, Atlanta, and he had to start against this Angels team at home where he went 6 innings, gave up 4 hits in a run. Then he had back-to-back road starts where he didn't look really look great. But I think this is a nice bounce-back spot against this Angels team that's really not doing much lately. And again, like this Cleveland team, like I said, just continues to win and find ways to win. 9-1 their last 10, 15-5 their last 20, 19-11 their last 30. They just keep on paying us out, guys. Is the bullpen taxed a little bit? Kind of. They all had, Clase worked yesterday. He had the previous 3 days off. Gaddis worked 11 pitches, had the previous 2 days off. Barlow's good to go. Kate Smith, who's one of their better relievers right now with a 1.9 ERA, throwing it like 96. He only pitched 11, had the previous 2 days off. Everybody else is rested and ready to go. Way too short of a number for this Cleveland team that's playing very good baseball right now. Cleveland!
It's hard to argue with that. He keeps winning. Yeah, and as I was scrolling, I saw a Reed Detmers over earned runs bet, which means Logan is in agreement with us.
I am. And last night I had Cleveland money line. I was, you guys know I live on the East Coast, staying up late as hell, and I was like, are we gonna get lucky again? Are we gonna cash? And that secured a really good winning day for us. So I felt lucky in that one to cash Cleveland though. So it does make me a little scared, like what sort of weird stuff's gonna happen today. But I like the player prop a lot. I like Reed Detmers. I think this line should be 2.5 or even 3.5, way too juiced on the 2.5. But I got it at a good number this morning, -130. Look at his game log: 6, 4, 6, 7, 5, 4 earned runs. Like why would I think the Guardians couldn't hit this guy? The Guardians 8th highest batting average versus lefties, 2nd highest in OPS. I think they give it to Reed Detmers. He's just not missing a lot of bats. That's the difference between Reed Detmers last year, this year. If you watch him, he's like throwing it straight into the barrel. Like it's kind of crazy. It's like he's like a magnet. The ball, barrel, the extra base hits machine. I think we see some runs off of Reed Detmers. Whatever happens, maybe we get some random squirrely stuff in the bullpen. Maybe that's how Cleveland loses this one. But I don't know. I like Reed Detmers a lot on that earned run line.
Javi Baez with a huge double, 2-0 Tigers.
You took the Tigers?
Yeah.
I don't even remember that. I did not bet that.
I bet it last night before I went to bed.
Marlins Snakes. I'm still so proud of the Marlins, man. I had Marlins at +160 in game 1 of this series, and basically I'm just a sharp, and it comes down to it. And Toast disagreed with it too, which makes it even better. All right.
So did Beaver.
Yeah, that's true.
Throw me under the bus.
So here we are, final game of the series. They split so far. I put Walston up for the pitcher because that's who I saw listed. I think it's a bullpen day, right? Or see if this guy started.
Yeah, it is Walston. I don't know. Yeah, it's a bullpen day as well.
I'm down. Honestly, I wouldn't be opposed to a Marlins bet here, Toast. Haven't placed it, but dude, Weathers is pretty good, and I don't care what any numbers say. Arizona doesn't hit lefties. Maybe they used to. I don't care what those numbers say, though, because I have been burnt looking at those numbers saying, oh, Arizona, they're really nice against lefties. I keep losing bets back in that, and that's exactly what I did on, I guess that was Friday night now. I said, I don't care about this. Arizona can't hit lefties, and I bet the Marlins. I'm doing it again. I think we should do it. I didn't actually 100%. Bet this, but yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%. There's no question here for me. Again, you guys know I like my teams and how they will play last 10, last 20. Marlins are 7-3 their last 10, guys. They're playing good baseball right now. And keep in mind they've played teams like teams like the Mets, Milwaukee, Detroit, Arizona. I understand that Arizona, those teams aren't great, but either is Arizona. Arizona's 5-5 their last 10, 11-9 their last 20. They're 15-15 their last 30. Yet they're still being priced like they're going to the NLCS. So this, again, Ryan Weathers, like Sauce said, has been like honestly really, really good. Struggled to start, but his last, 4 or 5 starts, I mean, on the road or at home against Milwaukee, 7 innings, 2 runs. On the road at Detroit, 8 innings, no runs. On the road at the Dodgers, 6 innings, 3 runs. On the road at Oakland, 6 innings, 3 runs. And keep in mind, that was in the early May when Oakland was on their run. On the road at Atlanta, 5 2/3, 6 hits, 3 runs. I mean, I don't understand why coming on the road to Arizona is going to bother Ryan Weathers when this Arizona team's not hitting at all. And not to mention the fact that we've talked about this as well on this show earlier this week, that Miami bullpen now with Puck in the back as a setup guy, that turns them in from a liability, almost not, I want to say a strength, but they're definitely not a liability anymore. So now if you have Scott, Puck, and Bender Nardi, all those guys rested and ready to go behind Weathers at plus 130 or whatever it is right now, yeah, there's just no way in hell that I lay the juice with the Snakes here. Marlins are playing too good a baseball to price up that big of a plus price.
Yo, someone's in the comments pissed because you said you were leaning Toronto earlier about in the Detroit Blue Jays game, which must have been a mistake because Toast doesn't do that. It must have been a mistake. All right, Logan. Marlins?
Well, I got a player prop in this one. It's Ryan Weathers under 15.5 outs. I don't know if you have the graphic for that one.
Let me see. Yeah, I do.
Oh, we do. Okay, good. Now, you guys always know I'm always looking for guys that are prime regression candidates. Now, is this the spot? Is this the spot that is obvious that for Ryan Weathers? Is this the spot that he's going to regress? Maybe not on paper, but I just look at it. I'm always a guy trying to be a little bit sharp on these outs lines because normally they don't give away free money for a guy, to just go into the 6th inning. Look at his last few starts. He's been way, way too efficient. 7 innings pitched, 8 innings pitched, 6 innings pitched, 6 innings pitched. I mean, this looks free, right? The over 15.5 outs, it was like even odds. I'm just trying to be sharp on a player prop, especially an outs line like this. Ryan Weathers is some of those. He's one of those guys sometimes where he just cannot find the zone. I think if Arizona attacks him in a very patient manner, they'll be able to sort of chase him after 5 innings. That's what, and what you said about the Marlins bullpen. Yeah, they're not tragic anymore. They're not just throw out these starters and give us 6 and then we pray for the last 3 innings. I think they're okay with taking Ryan Weathers maybe out after 5, especially if he gets a high pitch count. I really do. I think he goes under that 15.5. Is it them scoring a ton of runs? I don't know. Are they extremely efficient? I just look at Ryan Weathers' StatCast numbers. It's like straight just blue circles, and he's got a high ground ball percentage, which is good. I mean, that's what he has to do because he's not striking anybody out. I mean, whiff percentage, K percentage, 29th percentile. I could see it being a Ryan Weathers poor start. Give me his outs under 15.5.
That is
I actually
sharp.
like that. Yeah, I actually like that because I like the point that you made about them and their bullpen being better now. Like, I 100% agree with that. Like, I could see him pitching well and still getting yanked.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, someone's saying so everyone's on the fish. No, actually, Logan's bet is more. I mean, it's not taking a side either way, but it's more fading the Marlins.
Just anti-Weathers. Yeah,
fading Weathers.
I've never been a Weathers guy. I mean, it even stems back to where was he last? San Diego?
We're not talking about
that. Speaking of, great segue, right?
Yeah, touche. Good job. You can tell Logan's a pro.
I want to bet the Padres here, and it's disgusting. By the way, so I bet the Yankees at both the games to start this series. So sometimes I don't want people to think like, oh, you've just been fading the Yankees. I haven't been. I think this is a spot too. We got Musgrove, who's badly in need of a good start. We know this Yankees lineup can go from red hot to ice cold in a second. It's getaway day. The Padres need it way worse than the Yankees do. I haven't bet it yet, but I think I'm down to play the Padres here and just fade the entire planet. After the Yankees gave me 2 wins, turn my back on them. Is that crazy?
Yeah. I mean, we already know what this is. I mean, we're going to try to be sharp. The fucking world's going to think they're sharp and take the Yankees, and the Yankees are probably going to win, and then we're going to hear about it in our DMs. I mean, that's just rinse and repeat, right? Like, the world's so sharp. So, yeah, it's just one of those things where if the Yankees, if they're going to continue to put out these weird ass lines and give free money, so be it. But I'll be on the Padres money line today. I had first 5 yesterday. Obviously, that didn't work out. But I mean, I'm not going to go into it much, but you're not going to have Clay Holmes. You're not going to have your top 2 arms in the Yankees bullpen, at least fresh, with Holmes and Weaver.
Weaver's not going to pitch through 41.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. You're not going to have essentially your top 2 arms in that Yankees bullpen, which I don't know if it matters the way that they're hitting the ball right now. I really don't. But yeah. I'm not going to go into it. Nobody's tailing us. I mean, I don't read the comments, but I can already tell you it's a Yankee spot for them.
Oh yeah, everyone's taking the Yankees, but I mean, they have good reason to.
No, I get it. Yeah, I get it. Logan? That's why I said earlier, it's like my uncle getting so pissed because it's like the sharp people in the NFL playoffs betting against the Chiefs, and then the world winning, and then them talking shit to the people who actually know what they're talking about.
All right, yeah. Logan. By the way, everyone in the comments, Toast made a mistake before. It's fine. Like tried to talking for 2 hours without making a mistake. Like it's hard. Like,
I was up for 5 minutes.
He wakes up with he was probably talking about 2 nights ago when he bet the Tigers or something. Like it's fine.
It's really not that serious.
This shit is hard. All right, Logan, would you agree that this is a sharp spot to take the Padres?
It is a sharp spot, but I won't be betting it. This is a straight pass for me. I simply don't put that Padres graphic underneath my face. I don't think they're I don't think they're worth it. But also it's way too easy looking at Clark Schmidt and his 2.59 ERA. How well the Yankees have been hitting. What sort of weird ass final score are we gonna get in this one? I don't know. So I'm just gonna pass. Not gonna try to be sharp. Kudos to you guys, but I won't. I'm not there with you.
I haven't bet it yet, but I really want to.
I'm adding it to my list. Oh my God, there's Mets, Marlins, Padres. What the fuck am I doing with this list?
Nice.
This is an ugly list, bro.
That's like all of our teams that we love and talk about. Like that's like a homer pick. You know, I love me some Marlins baseball. Oh man.
Someone said Kyle was definitely about to put Padres money line under Logan. I was. I had it.
Absolutely not.
And before he said anything, he was like, "Don't do it."
There will be no screenshots with that shit under my name.
Exactly. Nope. Pass.
All right. So let's talk Sunday night baseball.
Man, I'm so mad I passed. I mean, I'm not mad. I feel like I was 100% right.
No, I was lucky to win that. I feel like the Cardinals. You're talking about Cardinals yesterday, right?
I was like, I texted Beaver. I was like, we were right, and then we would have won.
Yeah. Well, as soon I had a full unit on the Cardinals, and as soon as you guys said Michaelis got ready, game got rained out, and then he's pitching, I was like, shit, am I fucked here? Oh, sorry for the language. Like, am I screwed here? And kinda, but I still got the win. Here we are, Sunday night baseball, and kind of a tough look. I like Assad. I like Assad. I think he's good. But I mean, it's Sonny Gray, and the Cardinals are hitting, so I don't see how you really bet the Cubs. But I'm not trying to lay minus 140. What about like maybe just an under? One of those Sunday night baseball unders? I'm kind of just spitballing here. I think Assad can pitch well. It's hard to fade the Cardinals lineup. Logan, do you have anything placed for this game yet?
I do, and it's on our calling our shot card. So I'm pulling up my notes to give you guys the stats. Got the Cubs and Cardinals, no run first inning, nerfy bet. So under a half run in the first inning, however you want to take it. I got it this morning at minus 125. Normally our community juices the heck out of these things. So I don't know where it currently sits. Again, I don't like taking nerfies that are like minus 140s in that range. So minus 120 is, I can do it. Sonny Gray, 7-1 on nerfies this year. Gray is only allowing a 167 batting average with runners in scoring position. Obviously, in the nerfie, if a guy gets that extra base hit, you got to strand him, right? You can't have any runs in the first. I think Sonny Gray does his job in that. You got Javier Assad, 7-3 on nerfies this year. Cardinals, not a good first inning scoring team, 24th in first inning runs. Javier Assad has been really, really good at stranding base runners with runners in scoring position. .071 batting average with runners in scoring position. Look, if you want to take any sorts of unders in this game, probably has my sign of approval. I'm just rooting for an under in the first inning. Hopefully we can get a nice little 0-0 on Sunday Night Baseball.
That's what I'm looking for right now. First inning, where is it? First inning total runs. What the hell is this?
What is that line, like 3.5? Probably maybe 4.5.
So, no, you can get minus 113. First inning, under a half run on FanDuel. So it's not that badly priced. Am I looking at the right market here? You can see my screen, right?
The
first inning total runs under. Yeah. So unless I'm looking at the wrong market, someone can you confirm that I have it? I don't bet Nerfy, so I don't know if I'm looking at.
Logan is not happy with that.
No, that's terrible. Reverse line movement on a Nerfy is bad.
Oh, it moved the other way?
Yeah, he's pissed.
Yeah. It was like minus 130, 40 on other books this morning, and now it's way back at that.
Well, hold on. I don't usually look at Nerfies that was on Odds Jam. I don't usually look at Nerfies on there. So maybe I'm pulling up the wrong menu. I think it's the right one.
I mean, what was that, FanDuel? I just want to I want to
FanDuel said minus 113.
Okay. Let's see.
Someone just said, FanDuel minus 113.
Minus 113. All right, guys. I don't love it as much anymore, but still going to ride it.
Terrified.
Yeah, I'm scared, but sure.
but like Logan said, that he would co-sign anything that supports an under. That's what I feel, is that it's sort of an under game. It's tough because the Cardinals lineup has been so good, but I'm leaning towards an under. Toast, why don't you share your thoughts? Maybe I could circle in. It's at, by the way, this graphic says 7.5. It's at 8. So it must have been at 7.5 this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really wanted to play the Cubs. Or I'm sorry, the Cardinals. I guess both teams travel tomorrow. The reason is that I worry about the Sunday night game because you have these guys playing Sunday night, and then you have, or whatever time this is, and then you have the Cardinals playing tomorrow at +4, so it's 4:10 Eastern, and then the Brewers play, or the Cubs play they both play at 4:10 Eastern tomorrow, so they both have essentially early day game starts. I just don't know how you fade the Cardinals right now. I think they're one of the more hotter teams in baseball right now. And you're actually getting Sonny Gray off of like 3 mediocre starts. I mean, 2 back-to-back bad road starts against Milwaukee and LA. Then he comes back home against Baltimore, goes 5 2/3, gives up 3 hits and 3 runs. I still think that he's I think can be better than that. So I don't mind the Nerfy at all. I mean, you guys know me, I don't really play Nerfies, but he faced this Cubs team last year, went 5 1/3, gave up 4 hits and a run, struck out 9, only walked 1 guy. This Cubs team is just really bad, guys. 3-7 their last 10, 8-12 their last 20, 14-16 their last 30, and no time over the last month has this team even been a 500 baseball team. I honestly think that 140 with Sonny Gray on a mound where he actually might deal might be a little bit of a discount. So I'll be on the Cardinals tonight.
Yeah, I mean, that was the only way I would go, but it'd be under a pass for me. All right, let's do the dog of the day. We got the game starting, so let's do the dog of the day and get out of here. We got all right, so they did like the Brewers at +120. Mariners, Nats, they definitely like the Nats. Braves, Pirates, they're not going to vote for that. Giants, Mets, that's basically a pick 'em. Royals at +105, that's one that they would like. Rangers, Twins, I'll throw Rangers +140 in there. All right, here's first finalist for Dog of the Day. Going for undefeated. While they're voting, Logan, want to tell them where they could find your guys' stuff? I'm sure most of them already know who you are, but for the ones who don't.
Yeah, our YouTube channel called Calling Our Shot. Austin and I record pretty much every morning. He's mostly NBA right now. I've kind of been doing solo on MLB. We have that. We have our Twitter handle at Calling Our Shot. I also have my own Twitter handle, Logan from COS. Mostly the same stuff because Austin and I do it together. But yeah, daily videos every morning. Give our best bets.
Yeah. They recently I've seen they've been uploading 2 videos, one with NBA, one with MLB.
Yep.
So make sure you show them support. We appreciate Logan taking his time out. Come over.
Of course.
So the finalist is. It's going to be Brewers. So Brewers at +120. And then let's see what other options we have. Orioles, White Sox, they're not going to vote for that. Rockies, no. Athletics, no. Marlins, we like the Marlins. Let's give them a chance to vote for the Marlins. Yankees, Padres. I'll put the Padres up. No one's going to vote for that. But I'll put it up. I'll put the Cubs +120, and then I'll put the Brewers back in. So far, Brewers is winning, but we'll put Brewers up against some other contestants, and the winner will be the Dog of the Day, going for 3-0. I would imagine Brewers are going to win this. Because the Brewers, a lot of people like the Brewers in the first poll. Yep, and it's pretty much a runaway. Give it another few seconds, but it's Brewers. Oh, yeah, it's a blowout. Brewers by a mile. So the third ever community dog of the day, going for a perfect 3-0, is the Brewers money line at plus 120. All right, guys, thanks for joining. Go enjoy your Sundays. Remember to bet responsibly. I'm going to post a couple more bets on the site right when I close it out. Logan, thanks for coming on. Enjoy your Sunday, and we'll talk soon, man.
All right, thanks, y'all.
Yeah, thanks, Logan.